Okay, it is a Tuesday. We've got a hot day in store for us today. Hotter than yesterday, which warmed up. Yesterday warmed up over the day before, which was Sunday. Warmed up 20 degrees. Big jump in temperature yesterday. Today's temperature is going to jump again, but not 20 degrees, maybe 2 to 3 to maybe 4 degrees. But it's still going to put us into the low 100s inland. Thermal gradient will intensify tonight. That means that the red L, the high temperatures in the Central Valley are going to kind of peak in terms of how hot they can get before that air starts to rush in. And so we're going to see temperatures in the Central Valley today, 105, 106. That's going to start to draw in the cool air from the coast. And that's why our Bay Area heat event is probably going to start to subside around the bay, inside the bay, tomorrow. And then tomorrow it'll still be hot in Concord and parts of San Jose and Morgan Hill and Santa Rosa. But then on Thursday, it'll be, or by Wednesday night to Thursday, it'll start further cooling. So the onshore machine, the heat engine, is doing what it does, and that's going to be cool us off as we get into tomorrow. Noticeably cooler around the bay and at the coast tomorrow, Oakland, San Francisco, and the lakes. Fog having a tough time staying intact at the coast, and that's because the high pressure is super strong. The forward profiler, let's see if I can push this in for you. I'll get the arrow going. And this is kind of counterintuitive because this over here, you see my arrow, this guy, that's basically yesterday. And then you can see time works this way. But this is the inversion shallowing out. That right there, the tip of that arrow is, the inversion is at 900 feet. And that shows you the warm up, right? And it's going to peak today because that's about as shallow as that marine layer is going to get. When I show you this tomorrow, it's going to look like this. It's going to go, and it's going to go the other way. It's going to open up, and those purples will be more towards 1,200 feet, 1,300 feet, allowing for more of an onshore flow. So Profiler is a pretty useful tool, right? It's down at Fort Ord. I know it's not in the Bay Area specific, but it gives you a good indication of how the Pacific high is treating, how powerful the high is, and how much compression we're seeing in the marine layer. So we know what's going on here. This is the heat advisory, the orange areas right here, the heat advisory, and the red areas here are the extreme heat warnings. And the thing to note here is, if you look at San Jose, they're right on the edge of heat advisory, heat warning, extreme heat warning. So really, when I see something like this, it doesn't matter where. If you're in like King City and your heat advisory as opposed to heat warning, it's gonna be hot. I mean, you might just paint the whole thing purple at that point. They're getting a little sea breeze coming up through the Salinas Valley there, but the idea being, it's hot. And it's going to be hot again tomorrow. There'll be another extreme heat warning in the Central Valley. There'll be heat advisory for the Bay Area, and then it should be hoisted down fairly quickly. The mechanism most likely will be this low pressure here that's further to north. So we're down here. See the bottom of that? That's California. This is the GFS 500 millibar vorticity chart. And I'd really all I'm looking for is anything, any kind of shear, anything to disrupt the high, which is compressing the marine inversion. And this will essentially do that. If I go walk it through time, let's see if I can do this. I'm not real good at my tools yet, but if you watch that low, it opens up. See how it kind of sinks, drops out there and pulls in that underneath low, pulls this guy in right here. This might be too inside baseball, but see the trough elongating, and it's grabbing that little guy as well. So that's going to create a weakening of the high, the Pacific high, and it's going to help nudge the high in the desert Southwest. It's going to nudge it a little bit east. So what does it all equal? It equals cooling. So that'll be nice. The fire danger around here, always high, but we are, I don't know, like I keep saying, Cal Fire is crushing this because the winds are not if you have wind and you have this many fires burning, terrifying. If this was October or November or September, it's not good to have fires burning, but sometimes it is because some of these fires are letting them burn in areas that need to burn, forest management. And because the forecast has been pretty unaggressive, non-aggressive with winds, at least in Northern California, I think CAL FIRE has really been doing some immense forest management. You see the grays, those are fires that have been X'd out. The bright red ones are fires that are still going. And this is the watchduty.org, which is probably, if you're live in the mountains or you live in the hills and you're worried about fire, there's no reason that you got to have this on your page. And also, it is linked to my page too if you want to take a look at it. So air quality, often a thing. Let's see. You see the yellow? That's moderate air quality. This is purple air. Let's go right to the Bay Area. Not bad. Kind of bad up here, right? Northern California up towards Redding, Mount Shasta. That makes sense because there's a lot of smoke up in that area. We saw that in the visible. And then San Francisco, and this is measuring parts per million. And I just look at the colors, truthfully, orange, yellow. This anomalous red, I don't know what's going on there. That's sort of interesting. It's certainly an anomaly, but you can kind of get a feel for it. So there's the air quality. I'd say for summer, not good, not bad. But look at God, it's not that good up there in Yuba City, up out of Grass Valley, Forest Hill. Yeah, they have a lot of smoke. So what's happening? We're going to cool down. So that was Monday, yesterday. Today's going to be the hottest day. Wednesday it cools down. Thursday, Friday it cools down. So we got a nice weather forecast coming our way. The weekend's going to be cooler. Air quality's going to get better. One more day. Today is going to be hot. Tomorrow's going to be not as hot for most of us, but still hot. And then down. It's over. Okay. So hopefully that's how it works out. I think it will. I'll see you back here hopefully tomorrow.